Electricast.
Now, at McDonald's, wake up to a $4 breakfast meal deal. Wake up to a sausage McMuffin or a sausage biscuit. To hash browns, and wake up to a hot coffee. Get your $4 breakfast meal deal.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
What if it's interview style? We're talking about whatever we want to talk about today. I would like to talk about, Iris, if you could be on set like a fly on the wall observer, not working, but you could see the inner workings and the making of one of your favorite films, or even a film that was interesting, what would it be, regardless of when it was shot or where it was shot? It could have been shot in Budapest.
What was shot in Budapest? Like Mission Impossibles?
Die Hard 4.0 was shot in Budapest.
4.0?
Yep. That was the one where John McClane has to face a high-tech hacker villain, played by Timothy Olyphant.
I'm partial, but I would have loved to have seen... I'd like to see James Cameron at work, period, but I think I would have loved to have seen the making of Titanic.
Man, a practical set as compared to Avatar, which is entirely green screen.
Well, yeah, green screen and mocap and stuff like that, but what was it, a 3/4 scale or 1/8 scale, or what was
honestly
the scale?
It was 9/10 or 10/11. It was very close to actual scale. Built a freaking Titanic in a giant tank in Mexico.
So bonkers. And everyone was like frosted even though they were in 80-degree water.
Yeah. Kate
Winslet almost died and then decided she wanted to come back for yet another water movie with James Cameron.
Where she, spoiler, died.
And also achieved one of the world's leading breath-holding records.
Yeah. But for Titanic, would it have been because of your nostalgia and how cute little Leo was with the spindly stick arms? Or is it because just the technical scale, the sheer scale and technical filmmaking of a filmmaker like James Cameron, who's noted for being a perfectionist?
Yeah, the scope, the scale, the vision, not only with the special and visual effects, but with the practical effects, the costumes, the set dressing. Everything was just so exquisite. There's a part of me that really enjoys the aspect of film, of physical production that is kind of like a construction area, like a hard hat area, like it's big, heavy machinery and specialists. You think about the artisans that make movies happen, and then there's also a whole team of laborers who are perhaps no less artists, but whose job is to basically like crew and form in a physical production set. I always loved like cranes and cherry pickers and like the big machinery aspect of film production. It just feels really cool.
I wonder how they got, I actually don't know this. You might know it from The Making of Titanic special glossy book. Did you own that book? Or was it like $80?
I own that book, yes. I also own a couple of limited edition collectible Titanic calendars circa 1997.
Are they unopened?
They are unopened.
Man.
Inquire at orwhatevermovies@gmail.com.
We'll give it away as a promotion for what are we coming up on? The 30th anniversary next year.
Of Titanic, and maybe also the reposting of James Cameron Month at orwhatevermovies.com or wherever you get podcasts.
And I'm sure the movie itself. But I wonder how they got the ship to sink. Like, it was buoyant, obviously. Well, I assume it was buoyant. I'm not sure if they had steel watertight compartments and bulkheads and stuff. Did they hook it on the back, like on a tow hitch, and then haul it down into the water? Or how do you do that?
I'm just speculating, but wasn't the whole thing on like a giant articulating gimbal?
Like on an arm that tilts it up?
Yeah. And
then
just plunges it in?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It would have to be structurally sound enough for people to climb on, and obviously there were lots of special effects and stuff, but for a lot of that, they really destroyed the ship, and they broke that giant model in half and stuff. Would you have been down in steerage, where Leo and Kate were like, you want to come watch? We're doing 14 hours of spindly armed underwater today. and doors are going to, and water's going to rush through, and the light bulbs are going to short out. Do you want to come downstairs with us?
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way that was fun. Like you said, she almost died, and I'm sure that, they were restricted by the ceilings and stuff. Like, it's not just swimming in an open pool. They were like in the hallway.
Yeah.
And behind gates and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, but even so, how cool. And they must have done some, I'm trying to think, maybe they didn't. I'm trying to think if they did like wire work and stuff. But that kind of stuff is fascinating too.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling for Project Hail Mary just said there's a special place in hell for wire work and wire rigs, because he's done a couple of space movies, and none of it used Ron Howard's Vomit Comet 0G aircraft.
A la Apollo 13.
Uh-huh. And for Tom Cruise's The Mummy, where he's tumbling in space during the a plane crash scene.
I guess just lesser of two evils. People don't seem to like that so much, and it seems awfully technical. But also, I like and think that aspect of filmmaking is pretty cool.
Mine is not dissimilar. My choice, it's Titanic-y in a way, kind of. Can you guess what it is?
Is it James Cameron-y?
Nope.
Just tell me, and then I'm going to go, oh!
I would have loved to have been on set at Elstree Studios in London for Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Oh.
Man.
Not at the Overlook Hotel in Colorado?
Nah, I mean, they didn't shoot any of it there except for the exteriors.
Really? But is it the same? Is
No.
the interior modeled off of the... No?
Timberline Lodge in Oregon is the exterior for the Overlook. And then actually in the opening shot, the establishing shot where the helicopter flies in, or I mean, it's being shot from a helicopter, you can see that there's no hedge maze behind that hotel. Definitely behind the Overlook. Anyway, and then the interiors were at the studio, but they were modeled after the Ahwahnee in Yosemite Valley. But there's so much stuff I would love, because there's a whole documentary, Room 237, about speculation, about the hidden imagery and all the stuff in The Shining. The fact that the typewriter, Jack's typewriter, changes, becomes wholly different. That there's no power cord on the TV that Wendy and, what's his name? And
Danny
are watching. Those are deliberate mistakes. You can't, I mean, he would have had to have hidden it or run it down into the floor or something, so that we're supposed to pick up on these visual cues. How terrified and harassed was Shelley Duvall on the set? It seems like a haunted atmosphere. He made Scatman Crothers cry with like 136 takes of a Halloran scene. I really want to know what that, because it looms so large in my memory. It's like a movie of legend that I really would have wanted to know how much purpose was in the filmmaking and how much of it was intentionally, subversively, or subliminally affecting. That would have been really cool.
And then you could have made the doc. Check out both our discussions on Titanic and The Shining at orwhatevermovies.com or wherever you get podcasts.
Yeah. Okay, I love you. Bye.
A text says, "You're on my mind." A bouquet from 1-800-Flowers says, "You're my everything." Heartfelt moments belong in the real world, not just your phone. For 50 years, 1-800-Flowers has helped millions of people make memories that'll last a lifetime, with gifts they'll cherish forever. Their expertly curated arrangements and gift baskets ship nationwide with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't wait for the next big moment. Make it when you visit 1-800-Flowers.com/Spotify today. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/Spotify.
Electric acid.